We have the new moon at 1 degree of Sagittarius happening on November 23rd at 2:57 p.m. Pacific, which would be 5:57 p.m. Eastern. Check your local time to see when this lunation is occurring for you. And in terms of new moons, this new moon has a lot of harmonious energy, just a few edgy alignments. I'm saying this because I'm relieved, and I'm sure you guys are too. I honestly, if you've been listening to me for a while, I will tell the truth. I will talk about hardcore alignments, even if they're hardcore. I do not sugarcoat. However, I really do enjoy talking about the more harmonious alignments, and I hate being a bad news bearer. So this is a nice change of pace, and it is completely Sagittarian in every way. So this is the new moon that we've worked hard for and we absolutely deserve. On top of that, the ruler for this moon is going out of retrograde on that same day. So that's kind of a cool synchronicity that we're having this new moon in Sagittarius, but also Jupiter will be going out of retrograde that same day. Looking at the vibes on the graph, they don't necessarily reflect 100% of what's going on with this moon because one, there's only one vibe that's on the graph, and it's solitude at its highest. The solitude energy in itself can seem a little contradictory. Yes, we do have a hard alignment, but around the 24th to the 25th, we've got some solitude energy that's popping up. So this may be a period, or this may be a day where you're needing a little bit of space to yourself to do a few things and put your focus back in yourself. But other than that, there's really not much else going on this graph except for some low-key energies, but for the most part, it's just a little bit of solitude on this graph. The transits and this don't necessarily mix, and sometimes it does happen. Again, we do have two alignments that could be a little uncomfortable, but for the most part, this is a lovely new moon. So yeah, now that we're here at this new cycle in Sagittarius, what do you want to start in Sagittarius energy? At new moons, we look at how we can adopt the positive qualities of a sign and how we can see that play out in our lives over the next 6 months. It's like planting seeds. You plant seeds when you're wanting to manifest, you plant seeds when you're making a garden. So what type of intentions would you like to see flourish in Sagittarius energy by the time we get to the full moon in Sagittarius in the next 6 months? And that would be around June 6th of 2023. Sagittarius is an energy where we aim our arrow in many different directions and we shoot our shot at opportunities. Sagittarius is all about seeking out as many opportunities as we can. It's about looking at all the possibilities and getting enthusiastic about them and taking that risk to go after them no matter what the outcome might be. So with that said, is this the type of energy you would like to adopt in your life over this next 6 months? Are you wanting to be that type of person that goes after everything? You know, a lot of the times we become afraid to do that because we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of hearing that no. But if you put so many applications in, if you put so many things out there for you to succeed, eventually you're going to get to a yes. This is what makes Sagittarius's energy lucky. It's not so much that the luck lands in its lap, although it can, because Sagittarius is that right place at the right time because they have to be everywhere. But it is that throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And sometimes that's not a good thing, but other times that's a good thing. And so this could be what you're trying to become. You could be wanting to come out your shell more and just put yourself out there more, so that way you are grabbing up all the opportunities that are in front of you. And with that, is this a time where you're wanting to carve out a new path for yourself? Sagittarius is about going beyond our own backyard. It's about going beyond the familiar and visiting something that's new, visiting a new horizon, visiting something that's foreign, traveling to another country, or just taking on a quest that expands your horizons, which could be knowledge-based. It doesn't always have to be travel. But are you looking to carve out a new path to yourself that takes you to those next levels and gets you in touch with your higher mind, helps you expand your mind in some sort of way? Also with Sagittarius energy, are you looking to become optimistic after a period of just feeling turbulent, feeling stressed out, feeling like you made a lot of sacrifices that have came at a cost to you, spent a long time feeling negative and being caught up in negativity? Sagittarius is about the brighter side of things, and that is one of the saving graces of this sign. Sagittarius comes right after Scorpio, when we've gone through a metamorphosis and we've transformed, and then we see that light at the end of the tunnel and become hopeful that something better is coming for our lives. So this could be a period of working on becoming more optimistic, especially if you've lost yourself in a time period where there's been a lot of drama, a lot of turbulence, a lot of negativity. You could be wanting to get back to yourself and your old optimistic self, or you're wanting to just switch that sort of mindset and become more jovial. This could be a time where you're wanting to move beyond self-imposed restrictions. Sagittarius is a boundless sign, so is Pisces, and with these signs there are no boundaries. Anything goes, fuck restrictions. Let's be loose and free is just the motto of those two signs. And this could be a period where you're trying to let go of limiting beliefs. You're trying to let go of limitations that have held you back for some time, and you're wanting to be free. You're wanting to be boundless. You're wanting to be more open to things. So this could be a period where you're ready to let go of a fixed mindset in favor of having a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is limited. A fixed mindset doesn't believe it can go beyond its limits. It doesn't believe it can grow. With a growth mindset, it's exactly what it says. You can grow beyond your limits. You can expand. The possibilities are endless. You come to a realization you're not limited to your town. You're not limited to that job. You're not limited to a certain station that some people may have tried to push on you, a certain station in life, because there's always room for growth for all of us. So this could be a mindset that you're at right now, and you're wanting to become that person so that way you can expand and level up and scale your life. This could also be a period where you're trying to boost your confidence and restore faith back in yourself. Sagittarius is a very confident energy. It is a very sure of itself energy, and in a lot of ways that can get a Sagittarius in trouble if it's on the lower expression. But on a healthy expression, adopting that belief system, adopting that belief back in yourself that you can do anything and that you can trust yourself to make decisions. You can trust yourself to make split decisions, and is one of the best features of this energy. Believing in yourself again is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. It's crucial, so that way you're not stagnating in life. That way you're not missing out. That way you're not sitting there and second guessing yourself anymore. Building up self-assuredness and belief in your own abilities is going to get you so much further in this life. So if this is something that you've been looking to build yourself back up to after a hard period of feeling as though you can't make these types of decisions or trust your intuition, because also this has a lot to do with intuition with Sagittarius. So if you're wanting to develop that part of yourself, this could be that time where you're building that belief back in your own intuition. That way you can go after what you want in an unstoppable way. And speaking of intuition, is this a period where you're wanting to get back in touch with your spirituality? Is this a period where you're wanting to adopt new philosophies? Is this a period where you're wanting to get back in touch with the things that you're interested in that may be new age? They may be meditative in nature, but overall fall under that umbrella of spirituality. Sagittarius is one of the most spiritual signs of the zodiac, and this is one of its lovely qualities that a lot of people really enjoy and just would like to adopt in their lives. You know, you think spirituality is this easy thing that you could just do every day, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes things pull you away from it. Sometimes life pulls you away because you have responsibilities and all these other things going on, and if you're wanting to focus on that, it can be difficult when you have stuff going on in your head, especially if you're trying to meditate. Like that right there in itself, if your mind is noisy, is hard to do. But even doing little things like taking the time out to do spiritual hygiene and reading books and being able to sit down and take courses on those topics, some of that can be hard if we have distractions in our lives. So is this a period where you're wanting to get back to that? So that way you can ground your energy and get back in touch with whatever higher purpose aligns with your energy overall. So let's use this energy to become enthusiastic again, shoot our shot, and embrace the freedom-loving parts of ourselves. Let's look at the transits and see what we can expect from this lunation. As a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. And if you'd like to support the work of this channel, you could do so by buying me a fresh cup of coffee. There's a link in the description box below. So yeah, in terms of transits, this lunar event is nothing in comparison to the ones that we dealt with before. Sure, there are a few harder alignments, but we have a majority of really easy alignments going on. We have a lovely Sagittarius stellium from the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mercury, and this is going to help us in a lot of ways in terms of starting something fresh within that Sag energy. We have a lot of horsepower to back ourselves up with this Sag energy, with this stellium, so this is going to help us kickstart our adventure in Sagittarius energy. Because the Moon and the Sun are at such low degrees of Sagittarius, harmonious connections to Neptune, which could help us in terms of connecting to our intuition. It's also making connections to Jupiter as well, which could further amplify our ability to go after what we want and look at the things that we want to manifest to ourselves and bring them into our lives. Jupiter is the chart ruler for this moon and happens to be back in its home sign. Jupiter is the ancient ruler before Neptune was discovered and assigned as its modern ruler, and Jupiter being back in this place gives it extra strength. Also, it gives it extra strength as Jupiter is stationing direct on this day, so this Jupiter in itself will be very powerful. planets, when they're stationing and when they're still, they emanate a ton of power. So this could charge up this moon in a lot of ways, in a lot of good ways. Obviously, again, there's some harder alignments that are connecting to Jupiter, and those harder alignments are the semi-square that it's been making with Uranus, and also a semi-square it's making to the North Node. So this can bring in some erratic stuff during this lunation. Even though you may want to start something now, try to make sure you're taking your time, even if you feel impulsive with certain things. I know take your time does not work with Sagittarius energy, but in this case, with it being in that semi-square to Uranus and that North Node, there can be some anxiousness about starting right away and it not necessarily going the way you want. Also, you want to be aware of games of chance, because with Uranus and this, it can be a sudden shift of luck. So you just want to make sure that you're not feeling euphoric and lucky and all of a sudden you're making mistakes with finances, or you're betting a whole bunch of money on something that you probably shouldn't be betting on. So it's just something to be aware of within this energy. But Jupiter is conjunct Neptune and also sextile to Pluto. So this could help us in terms of enthusiastically focusing on the right things that we need for ourselves with the Pluto energy, and transforming situations that haven't worked out for us. With it connecting to Neptune, this is going to be kind of like deja vu. It'll bring up those first few weeks of May. So something that we might have left behind that we need to work on could come back in a good way. And this could be about coming back to spiritual practices. This could be about going back in and showing yourself some more compassion, or showing other people compassion, reconnecting with your creative side, which could have to do with music, art, photography, even in terms of something glamorous. A lot of the times with Neptune, and especially connected with Jupiter, this could be about glamorizing something in our lives. So if you're looking to glam yourself up or glam something up in your life, you could be going back to that since we've returned back to this point from the retrograde series. So yeah, this is a lovely new moon. Obviously, yes, it has a few things, but it has more excellent things, more lovely things than the other ones did before. So let's soak this up and use it to our advantage. Anyway, I hope you all have the best new moon in Sagittarius ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.